What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Pod Scum. I am your host, your bastard of ceremonies, Reckless Rexx Ruger. That, of course, is the Freddie Mercury puppet. We're here with another amazing episode. And once again, call me Mr. International, although I'm not really going that far this episode, but to our neighbors to the north, up to Canada we go for another great interview. And our guest is here right now, so I'm going to shut the fuck up and get down to it, man. Let's chop it up with our man. Let's go. I'm excited. And I'm sure he's excited. Oh, he's meeting Diamond David Lee Roth Jr. You should be. Jim!
Yeah, man.
I'm not going to fuck it up. Give me a second.
Nope.
Jim Giguere.
Exactly.
Wow. Listen, man, I'm not going to lie, man. I was at work and I practiced it a couple of times.
Oh, yeah.
Seems like it paid off.
Yeah, man. It's good. Pretty good. Seen worse.
It's not the first time I've had guests on from other countries, man. And I do, and you know, with all due respect, you do want to get someone's name right. It's kind of a big deal. You know, I obviously use an alter ego on this podcast, but I myself, without divulging it, have a very difficult last name that gets butchered a lot too. So I understand. And especially when I see your name up on Facebook, because you've got those cute little things above your name. Those always throw me for a loop.
Yeah. Yeah, it's difficult. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate you doing it, man. And usually when I start these things, I kind of like to go kind of back to the beginning, man. So for you, was there a particular artist or a song or an album that really kind of kickstarted you on this musical journey?
Yeah, I guess it's Recipe for a Bad Religion.
Okay.
I think, but yeah, so one of the first album I bought with my own money. So yeah, something like that. Bad Religion, Green Day, NoFX, stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because you were mentioning, and that meant a lot to me that when I talked to you earlier this afternoon offline, that you were watching the Sam King interview, because he's actually doing a band right now with Fat Mike from NoFX.
Yeah, I could offend and fucking love it, man.
Man, I'm telling you, man, they weren't even on my radar, man, until I had another interview with somebody, man, the singer and guitar player for a band out west called Skin Lab. And he kind of told me about them, man. And I love what they do. It's very unique and eclectic.
Yeah, unique. That's the word. Yeah.
It's hard to find that stuff nowadays, man. Like when I'm looking for new music, man, it's hard to find stuff that's really interesting and challenging, you know?
Yeah, I really like Sam King. Really like the Get Dead before that, and they're still playing shows. So I saw them in Quebec City near my hometown. That was incredible, and I love everything that he's doing.
And so first of all, man, shout out the other guys in this band. Who else? Who are the other guys in your band? We Told You So.
The other members are Matt, the other guitarist, and there's Ambrosio who play bass, and our drummer is called Danny.
Okay. And when you guys get together, and you guys are going to create music together, what's the creative process like? Like, do you guys, you collaborate, or does somebody kind of come in with a lion's share of the ideas?
Yeah, usually I write most of the lyrics, and me and Matt, the other guitarist, sometimes he composes a song on the guitar and I put the lyrics on, and sometimes I put music and lyrics together, and after that we come together, and I show them the song, and everybody's playing a part from that. So
and so you guys come out with the album 2018, Fairy Tales for Grown-Ups. So I want to kind of get it out of the way right now, man, for people that dig what you do. It's been a few years now. Are there plans for new music, and what would the timeline be like? Will we expect new music from you guys soon?
Yeah, about 2024, we had 3 singles that came out. So one is called Civil Disobedience, and another one's called Pat's Blue Ribbon. And the last song was 2 weeks ago, I think, got out, and it's called Dead Inside. So 3 new songs, we can say. And we were playing our last show for 2024 in November. After that, we're going in studio, and we have a couple of songs already composed. and we're gonna make maybe a 10-song album, something like that.
Okay, okay. And I got to ask about the singles. There's got to be a story behind why, out of all the beers that are out there, why does Pabst Blue Ribbon get a song?
Yeah, well, but because it's cheap beer.
You got that right. Yeah.
Probably because of that, I drank. I used to drink a lot of Pabst Blue Ribbon back in the days. I'm sober now, but that's a song I wrote when I was fucking drunk. And it's a song. It's a song about just drinking beer and making bad decisions.
Yeah. I know. Really, nothing good ever comes out of drinking. I haven't drank in a long time either, man. Now, without going into too much, or depending on what you want to go into on a personal level, was there a reason behind stopping drinking?
Yeah, a couple of reasons. First, I was drinking too much. That was taking full of my time. That was the first thing I thought in the morning when I wake up. So it was taking too much place in my life. And my girlfriend got into rehab, and just support her with that, and
Yeah.
stop everything at the same time of her. So we stopped a year ago, so, and everything is going very very well. And I wish I had stopped before, but that's okay, and life goes on.
Well, congratulations on the sobriety, man. That is a big step right there, man. And
I still drink beer, but there's no alcohol in it.
yeah. But yeah, I kind of have a similar story as well. To kind of make a long story short, I've had addiction problems throughout my life too, but never really alcohol, more drugs. Not anything really, really hard or anything like that. But my wife, for a while, she suffered from alcoholism. And so, almost like a show of support, even though it was never really like a problem for me, I abstained from alcohol just out of respect for the fact that she's recovering,
Yeah, that's very respectful. It's hard to stop when everybody around you
Yeah.
just keep on drinking. So I changed my way of life also. I don't go. I used to stop, go to the bar and stuff like that. Now I do shows in bar and stuff like that, but that's okay right now. I just do my own thing, my own shit, and just man, people who are drinking don't bother me.
Well, you make a good point. It is even tougher, man. It's more of a challenge, maintaining sobriety, in the rock and roll business. And like you say, man, you are playing out in bars, you are playing out in clubs. Alcohol and drugs are, they're everywhere.
Yeah,
Not easy. It's not easy.
no, it's not easy, but I was very convinced. I convinced myself to just the changes that it brings. Just I don't care about drugs or alcohol. I used to take drugs too. When I drank, that comes with it. So
It does. Yeah. But you're up in Canada, correct?
I'm in Canada, in the province of Quebec.
So much good beer up in Canada, though, man, that of all beers, you're falling back on that fucking Pabst Blue Ribbon. I guess it is for the price. It's got to be for the price.
Yeah.
Because I remember my father going up there for a trip once, and he brought back across the border. He just wanted to try some Canadian beer, and I think he came back from his trip with Amstel. Amstel?
Okay, I don't know that. I don't know that.
But I think it was. I think it's exclusively a Canadian beer, from what I understood.
Yeah, maybe. There's so much brewery over here, just in my hometown, where a couple of my friends are doing beer, and the beer is so good, man.
Have you always lived in Canada?
Yeah, all my life.
Yeah. So what's the best? So do you have any exposure or time being down here in the States?
No, I don't have much. So I'm glad to talk to you right now. I know you're from New York.
Yeah. So do you have any? When this new album comes out, what's the plan as far as touring?
Yeah, but right now we're in an independent band, so we really like to put out that album on a label.
Yeah, sure.
to help with distribution and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the main goal is to just send the demo before it comes out. So maybe looking for a label, and after that maybe going on tour. Really looking forward to go on tour in Europe. A lot of my friends are doing tours in Europe, and got friends over there. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
What's the big payoff? Like when you're like a young band and you're attacking it from the angle that you're at, you're independent. Like what's the journey like? Like what do you got to do? Like when the album comes out, like what do you do for young bands that are out there and maybe in a similar situation? Do you take it? Do you shop it around? Do you physically send it out to different labels?
Yeah, I do that. Yeah, I'm constantly on social media,
Yeah.
just promoting all the way. Mostly, it's me who do that in the band. So it's a lot of work. So I know I gotta keep pushing that. Sometimes I just don't want to do that, but I do it anyway because I know that's how it works now.
Yep.
It's on social media and stuff like that. So I pay promotion, and I do whatever I can to put the music out.
Yeah, I've talked to a couple other guests about that too. We really are in an age right now, man, where it sucks, but in order to really raise your profile as an artist, you really do have to have some type of social media presence, you know?
No, yeah, you can do it like in the 90s or
No.
maybe the 80s. I just don't. I used to have a band in the 90s, and I don't remember how we do it. Just by phone, and that
Yeah.
wasn't easy either. That was a little bit easier on the promotion, just from ear to mouth. So yeah, man, I gotta keep pushing that way, and I think it's working a little bit. So that's why I'm making friends like you, man,
Yeah.
and pushing to make my band known.
Well, it does make a lot of difference because, like, yeah, you know, if you get yourself on like the right bill on the right tour, you know, what I mean, that opens up a lot of doors right there. You know.
Yeah, yeah, just going on tour somewhere else than maybe Canada.
Yeah.
I think it helps. I think people see that as a successful thing, and yeah, here in Quebec, we do a lot of shows. We did a lot of shows this summer, and right now, but yeah, we're looking forward to play the United States, whatever, wherever we can go. If we want to go to Australia, we would.
And what would be like, you know, obviously this is a subjective question, obviously, but if you could play, if you could play promoter and put your promoter hat on, what would be a dream tour that you would love to see your band on?
As I said, Europe.
No, but I mean, like, for what band? Like, who would you love to open for?
Oh my God, I always dreamed open up for bands like from Sweden. I already played with the band called Race Fist. I don't know if you know the
Yep.
band. So I already opened for them. It was really a dream come true. So really bad band from Sweden. I really like them. So kind of maybe Satin Surfers and Melancholy and stuff like that.
Yeah. And so up in your neck of the woods, what's the music scene like around you?
It's getting better. It was a little it was there for a couple of year, and with the pandemic stuff, and but it's getting good. But we don't have a lot of I don't how do you say that, young band. So
Yeah.
I'm 43, and I see all old bands like us, but it's been 10 years. So we don't see a lot of young bands pushing in the punk rock scene, but still the old ones are there, and we just we just do what we do, man.
Do you think it's tough to be a young band nowadays and really be able to maintain that punk rock attitude? Because like when I'm 51 years old, so like when I think back to punk rock, it was really about an attitude. It was kind of, anti-establishment, very revolutionary. Do you think that attitude is able to be, is it relevant nowadays with young bands?
There's not a lot of bands like that. I just could name one that I know who sings in French, but I don't see the young people like us. Very, they're not.
It just doesn't seem like real true punk rock is something that we're going to see a young generation
It seems like they're not angry enough.
Yes, yeah, you said it for me right there. Yeah, exactly. I'm not so sure that they're able to kind of flaunt the authority, and a lot of it might have to do with maybe they don't face the same problems that we faced back in the day, though, too.
Yeah, also that I have two kids, two girls. They're 22 and 25, and they're nothing like I was at that age. Nothing.
Yeah. It's almost like they don't, they might not have enough to be angry about because everything is right at their fingertips nowadays. All the answers to questions, everything is just like a Google search away. They don't really have the same, got to figure out how to go out and do this and do that. Like it's become a very convenient life. You can have food brought right to your house. You can have, a car come and pick you up and bring you anywhere you want. It's you've got a phone in your hand, which is also a camera and everything else you want it to be right in your hand all the time.
Yeah, you said that they want to eat it. They just call an Uber and stuff like that. So they don't go out to eat. So they don't go out to manifest or go in the streets to protest and stuff like that. So yeah, it's different from the time.
So attacking, asking questions about the business side of it, like you said about having to send it out, the album and try to shop it to labels. Are you the one primarily in the band that takes care of all the business stuff as well?
Yeah. I do everything that I can. Not for control or stuff like that, but the guys are okay with that. I think that's a lot of work, but it's also more easier to have one person do it and have everything just under control. But and second, they don't speak English.
That helps. Yeah. And so I'm interested. This group of guys that you're playing with, has this lineup been together for a long time? And how do you guys all come into each other's lives?
We're all friends. We me and the drummer used to have a band called Insight.
Okay.
Back in the 90s, I think 95 to 2010, and the other ones, Matt, my guitarist, I used to live with him, so that's why we started playing music together. And the other one, Ambrosio, is one that I met at my job. We're both line cooks, so
okay.
We met at a restaurant, and you play music, I play music too, and that's when the band started.
And if you don't mind me asking, you mentioned you had a previous band. What happened with that band?
We're still on the social media and stuff like that. We're putting songs out every maybe 15 years. If you want to look at this, it's called Inside. It's more like an hardcore band.
Okay.
That if you want Blood for Blood, Monitor, stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, obviously, me being from New York State, man. I'm very familiar with New York hardcore. New York City's got one of the most legendary hardcore scenes there is.
Yeah. Yeah, we listen to a lot of Madball and Stick Front and stuff like that.
Agnostic Front are my favorites. I've had a couple of them on the show. They're such great guys. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Amazing guys. I'm really upset that I couldn't see them on this last tour because they're playing with Obituary, who is one of my favorite death metal bands of all time. So yeah, they're actually out on tour right now with Obituary, and they're actually both opening up for Sepultura, who's on their farewell tour apparently.
Oh yeah.
They're all done.
I think they're coming to Montreal soon, or they already passed. So yeah.
Yeah, a lot of great New York hardcore bands, and I think it goes back to that same point that we were just making. And I've asked the guys that before as well. You know, those guys were coming up on the Lower East Side back in the '80s, back when New York City was really gritty and really dangerous. And you know, I don't know if that music could be made now in 2024. If that scene was just starting right now, I don't know that it would be the same. I don't know if you would get the Agnostic Fronts and the Sick of It Alls and the Madballs and all those kind of bands. You know.
Yeah, a lot of bands are trying to imitate them, I think, and sometimes it's good, it's well done, and sometimes it's just not the same. We just listen to the whole songs from Agnostic Front and Madball, and I don't think anyone's gonna ever do that as well as them.
No. And so when you talk about bands right now, who would classify themselves as punk rock, you know, but yet have enjoyed commercial success, you know, how punk rock, like, would you say a band like Green Day is? Like, do you look at them and say that's a punk rock band, or do you look at them and say, maybe they started out as a punk rock band, but they're a little bit more of a pop rock band now?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They used to be a punk rock band. Now they are a pop band.
Yeah, what do you think changes them? Just success?
Success and money, I guess.
Yeah.
Good for them. I don't, but I listen to Dookie all the time. So
Yeah.
the other ones before Kerplunk, and yeah, I still love them, but I don't dig as much as the new stuff and the old stuff.
And as a songwriter yourself, is there a songwriter out there, you know, who you really admire?
Oh, there's a lot of them. There's this singer of I don't remember his name, but I think it's Chris Hanna from Propaganda.
Okay.
Yeah, really good lyrics. Satanic Surfer, I said it, and I don't know, nothing's coming to my mind right now, but yeah, Propaganda have the best lyrics, I think, politically, and very strong lyrics, and yeah, that's it.
Well, I'm glad you brought up fucking politically, because when you sit down to put pen to paper and write a song, where do you draw your motivation from? Like, are you somebody that pulls ideas out of everyday life? Is it out of the news? Are you somebody that keeps an eye on politics? Like, what gets you charged up to write lyrics? Like, where do you draw the inspiration from?
Yeah, I got it a little bit of everything. Everyday life sometimes. Yeah, when I get tired to see the news, and I just turn the TV off, and then I start writing lyrics about what I saw.
Okay, now I'm pissed. Time to write.
That's the spark that goes into me. So I just turn the TV off and let my anger go into lyrics.
Are you somebody that keeps an eye up in your country? Like, are you somebody that's very politically minded? Like, or are you somebody that just, kind of keeps a casual eye on it?
Not as much as I used to, because it caused me to be a little bit depressed. Yeah. So I was literally an activist back in the day. So I went to manifest when there was a manifestation and stuff like that. So not anymore, but I keep always. I'm aware of everything that's going on, but I don't want to go deeper in that, because my mental issues. So I just follow it, and just trying to understand sometimes what's going on, and just maybe in lyrics just have a critic.
Now, with somebody that has grown children, you mentioned that you have grown daughters. What's their opinion of the music that you make?
That's funny. Uh, they don't like it. They don't
They
like the
don't. They
music.
don't like it.
They don't like my music. I can say that. But my two daughters went. The last two shows I did, my two daughters went. One that was the first time. My older one was the first time that she saw me. So when I was on stage and I shout out to her, thanks Zoe for coming up, and she was looking at her phone. So
That right there is a sign of the times, my friend. That's
yeah,
what if you could take a snapshot in time of Dad, you're up there doing your thing on stage. That just goes to show the level of commitment with these kids nowadays. You know what I mean? You're up there doing what you do, and they'd much rather be looking at that fucking screen.
yeah, yeah. So sad.
It is kind of sad. It is kind of sad. So, like, so if they had their choice and they got you alone and forced you to listen to what they like, what would you be listening to?
They're listening a lot to a lot of music. I listen, but not in punk rock. I really love reggae music. So
Yeah.
every time I go to the apartment and houses, they're playing Slightly Stupid, Sublime, stuff like that. So
Okay, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. Then I was hoping you were gonna go. I was hoping you were gonna go too much bubblegum pop and tell me that these girls were listening to God knows what. But I guess I could live with reggae. And I'm glad you brought up Sublime because I just saw Bradley Knowles a couple weeks ago. I just saw Bradley Knowles' son. He did a concert here, and he's got a great band, and he also does a lot of his father's music too.
yeah, yeah.
Sounds
One
just
one of
like
my
him.
friends saw him in LA when big festival. I don't remember the name of the festival, but she
Yeah.
saw him and she sent me a lot of videos of him, and I was like, "Wow, lucky girl."
Talented kid. Yeah, talented kid. I mean, the apple didn't fall far from the tree. He looks and sounds a lot like his father, which is probably a blessing for all of us because obviously his father, his life got cut tragically short, so we didn't really get a lot of music from him,
Yeah, and in the other room over here, I got a big poster of Bradley Nowell.
Love
So
him.
that's
Yeah.
one of my favorite singers. Yeah.
So I usually save these questions for towards the end of the interview. They're obviously very subjective, but I don't know if you're aware or not, but down here in the United States, we have Mount Rushmore. Are you familiar with Mount Rushmore?
I know the name. What's going on?
Okay, so all right, so it's a big mountain with 4 presidents' faces carved into it. The 4
yeah.
greatest presidents of all time. So if I were to ask you your Mount Rushmore of all-time musical acts, your top 4 of all time, who would they be?
Oh my God, that's difficult. Bradley Nowell for sure.
Okay.
Billy Joe Armstrong.
Okay.
I think Fat Mike would be there.
Yeah.
As the clown.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. The fourth. Oh,
while you're thinking about it, I will say, man, it is a shame, man, that No Effects is officially retiring. We will miss them.
Yeah. Also, Fat Records got. Yeah, my friend is going with Tony Sly.
Okay, fair enough.
Years for a name.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I don't even know if it's true, but I think Fat Records is going to Hopeless Records.
Yeah, but he does seem like he's pretty invested in the co-defendant stuff, though. I mean, because I asked Sam King during our interview if this was something that if co-defendants was going to continue to have Fat Mike as a part of it, or if he was just kind of appearing in the videos and doing some shows to kind of help launch them a little bit. But it sounds like Fat Mike is a part of it because I know it's Sam King and it's also Chesky Ramos or whatever. But so there's those two. I wasn't sure going forward though if Fat Mike would continue to be involved or if he wanted to just completely be done with music. But it sounds like he still wants to be involved somehow in music.
Yeah, and they are often together. Sam King and Fat Mike. I think they have a podcast together. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, they're often together, so I guess they're just playing music together, and it really sounds great. Sometimes I listen to the bass and of co-defendants, and I can say this is a Fat Mike riff.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah. He's got a sound that there's not a lot of guys out there like that, but there are a lot of them, man. Like when they start to play, they just have that sound, and you just know unmistakably that it's them.
Yeah.
I like a band like that. Like I'm going next year to see here in upstate New York. I'm going to see Metallica and Suicidal Tendencies and Pantera, and like I think like Dimebag Darrell was one of those guys too. When Dimebag plays a riff that it's Pantera.
Yeah, of course. I saw Pantera a few months ago here in Quebec.
Yeah.
And don't remember the name of the guitarist, but he's pretty famous, I think.
Zakk Wylde.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yep, Zakk Wylde, and he was Ozzy Osbourne's guitar player for a long time. He also does Black Label Society. They've done pretty good for themselves. But I think what makes him able to play those, do those Pantera songs justice is that he was really like a brother to Dimebag. You know what I mean? So he knows him very well. You know what I mean? Like, so if anybody's going to pay homage to that music, I think they picked the right guys to replace, Diamond and his brother.
I agree. Yeah.
I mean, because I don't think they would have, if they weren't going to do it justice, I don't think they would have carried on,
Yeah. No, that was a real good show, man, with Lamb of God also. That was crazy, man.
Although I got to say, I'm not really jazzed up about spending over $100 a ticket to go see him, but that's the times we live in,
I received them free. I never buy tickets like that.
That's nice. Yeah, that's really nice. I mean, well, it's not really their show; it's Metallica's show, so that's really where the money's going. You know what I mean? Like, you want to go see Metallica nowadays, it's going to cost you.
Oh, of course. I think they have 25 vans just for the show.
It's crazy. Yeah. It's a big production nowadays with Metallica. Yeah, it's huge. I mean, but I guess they've earned it. You know what I mean? Like they've earned the right, I guess, to slap a big ticket price on there. I mean, you can't deny what they've done,
Of course, they deserve it. Yeah.
I mean, they've kicked down the doors for just about every heavy metal band there is. I mean, that's why, like, I feel like when I go on social media, I see so many people constantly shitting on Metallica, and it's like, how can you call yourself a metalhead and shit on Metallica, regardless of whether you like everything that they've done or not? You know what I mean? Maybe they've put some albums out that left us scratching our head. Maybe they went in some weird directions or whatever. But at the end of the day, though, man, they're still trailblazers.
And of course, shit happens sometimes. I hope it's gonna happen to us for the next record. So,
well, and I want to ask you too, because as a musician, I'm curious where you stand on like I know it's not a very punk rock thing to do. I don't think your band would do it per se, but you do see a lot of big bands out there nowadays that use these different tricks, backing vocals, like different little smoke and mirror type tricks to make the sound better. When you go see a band, are you okay with that, or would you rather see a band be authentic and maybe fuck up a little bit and not sound so great?
Yeah, the second one. I really like something authentic, and I think it makes them more human if they fucked up. So we fucked up all the time, and it's not that bad. And that's okay to fucked up sometimes in a song. That's just normal.
Seems like there's a lot of pressure because it seems like people are going to shows now and they've got their cell phones out. And then they come back from the show, and then you see these videos all over YouTube. You're like, look, they're not really playing their instruments, or look, they're using these tricks, or they're using this, or they're using that. I mean, it seems like everybody's a critic nowadays.
Yeah, well, they can say whatever they want. I think most of the bands don't fucking care about it.
Right. Yeah.
I saw a band, Spanish love song in Montreal a couple of months ago. So they didn't have a bassist. So the bass was recorded, and that's okay. It's if you don't have a bassist to play to go on tour, let's fucking do it. Record the bass and play through.
Yeah, I think when I went to see Bradley Knowles' son, it kind of looked like he was playing frontman, but he was also going over and using the laptop a lot. So I'm pretty sure there was a lot of sounds, that he wanted to tap into that maybe the band couldn't even create.
Yeah, but Sublime back in the days we used to do that too. I don't know if live they were doing it, but on the albums there's a lot of stuff like that.
So one of my last questions, and this could be even tougher than the Mount Rushmore question. If I were to drop you on a desert island and you could only take one album with you for the rest of your life, what would the album be?
I think we're talking about Sublime.
No, any album.
Yeah, it's just Sublime. Just
Okay.
that album. I still listen to it after 20 years, I think. So that's I'm never getting tired of that album.
Yeah, that's one of those albums that just holds up well over time, you know?
Yeah, really.
So you expect there to be new music from your band, the full-length album will be out when? Probably realistically sometime in 2025?
2025 for sure. I'm not sure. We're gonna start recording at the end of December 2024. I guess we could say 6 months later we're gonna try to put it out.
Okay. And if people want to find out what you're doing or what you're up to, man, where's the best place to check you guys out?
We're in everywhere, Facebook, Instagram. We also have a TikTok. So Facebook is the best way. Everything that goes on Facebook goes on Instagram. So these two are good.
You got to have it all nowadays. You got to have the TikTok. You got to have the Instagram. You got to have it all.
I'm having fun doing the videos and stuff like that.
Yeah. You know what? I mean, it's really all you can do. You got to go with the flow nowadays. You know what I mean? It's just where we're at as a society. You know.
All right. Yeah, that's right.
There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, I know there's a lot of purists out there who still love their vinyl, but I mean, like, we're in a streaming world now. You know, we just are. Yeah. You know, I mean, like, I mean, look, they're not even putting CD players in cars anymore.
Yeah, why not do both?
Yeah. Well, Jim, listen, man, I'm glad we got a chance to do this, man. It was a real pleasure getting the chance to meet you, man. Just promise me you'll stay in touch, man. When the album is about to come out, we'll get on here and we'll do it again.
Yeah, that's a promise, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it was a real pleasure getting the chance to talk to you, man. Thanks for the time. Really enjoyed it, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, talk to you soon, my friend. All right. Later, man. There he goes, folks. JIM GIGUERE. And he said that I said it right. From Canadian punk rock band, We Told You So. And when they get famous, I hope they do tell people. We Told You So. Anything in the vein of early Green Day, think No Effects, just good classic, good classic punk rock sound. If that's what you're into, man, you will love this band, We Told You So, from Canada. They've got one album out right now that they put out a few years ago called Fairy Tales for Grown-Ups. Again, Rexx Ruger approved. You punk rock fucking heads out there will fucking love it, man. I have listened to it numerous times in anticipation of this interview. Definitely fucking love what these guys do, man. And great guys as well. So go check them out wherever you listen to music. Whatever platform you listen to, you will find We Told You So. As he said, follow them on Facebook, follow them on Instagram. You guys are all tech savvy out there. Figure it the fuck out. We Told You So. They're not going to be hard to find. Jim is out there. He's on Facebook. Anything you want to know, I didn't have a hard time fucking running them down, man. So find them, man. Support them. Anybody from a label out there, if you're listening or watching this, man, a new album sounds like will be forthcoming from them in early 2025. They are interested in distribution and label support. So anybody out there that digs them, man, reach out to them. If you can give them a hand up and help them out, man, do so, man. Let's help these guys out, man. They're flying the flag for music, and a lot of them are getting very little in return. So it's a tough time to be a musical artist, unless you're fucking Taylor Swift or fucking Bono, but everybody doesn't have that luxury. So go out and help these guys out, man. Thank you so much to JIM GIGUERE from We Told You So. Really enjoyed that conversation with him. Hope you guys did too. And make sure, speaking of social media, to follow and like us on Facebook, the Pod Scum Podcast, and be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay tapped in to the greatest podcast with the greatest conversations, the only place where all the cool kids come to chop it up with your boy, Rexx Ruger. and the Freddie Mercury puppet, who offers very little in the way of help, support, or input. But I've gotten used to carrying the load. My shoulders are killing me, but I carry the load. And guess what, kids? I look damn good fucking doing it too. But of course, you guys also know that I am the son of one Diamond David Lee Roth. So I do have that. I do have that little trick up my sleeve, that I happen to be the offspring of royalty and litigation or litigation. My attorneys will soon prove once and for all that you are looking at Diamond David Lee Roth Jr. The hair should be a dead giveaway. And you might be asking, this is where I'll do a little product placement. How do you get that beautiful coif like Roth? Right there, kids. See it, use it, love it. And soon we will know for sure that you were looking at the son of glam, the front man for the band, adored by millions of fans, the peanut butter to your jam. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Mr. Wop, bop, loo, bop, wop, bam, bam, shazam, hot damn. Whew. I had to get that out of my system. Usually I do it in my preamble, but Jim was on here so damn fast, I didn't get to go into my David Lee Roth antics. And I got to get him out. I got to get him out of my system. Boy, do I feel a lot better, man. Thanks for tuning into this episode. And you know what I always say when I end these things. Remember to take it easy and keep it sleazy.